James 1:6 says, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Faith stands firm. Faith says, I don't care what the situation looks like. I know my God is faithful. That's why faith prepares. When you really believe something is coming, you get ready for it. If you're praying for rain, you bring an umbrella. If you're believing for a job, you prepare your resume. If you're trusting God for a new home, you start. Faith doesn't wait to see proof. It moves forward knowing the proof is on its way. I don't know what you've been believing God for, but I do know this. He is watching your faith. Are you speaking like it's already done?
Red light, camera ahead.
Like it's already yours? Because the Bible says without faith, it is impossible to please God. That means faith is the currency of heaven. It's what moves mountains, heals bodies, restores families, and breaks chains. And when you fully trust that God is who He said He is and that He will do what He said He will do, you position yourself for the miracle that is coming your way. God works.
Turn it back up.
Something we have to remind ourselves of, because too often we think we have it all figured out. We have a picture in our minds of how God is going to move, when He's going to do it, and what it's going to look like. And when things don't happen the way we imagine, we start to wonder if God is even working at all. But the truth is, God rarely moves the way we expect Him to. His ways are higher than our ways, and His plans are beyond what we can see. Think about the Israelites at the Red Sea. They had just been delivered from Egypt, and now they were standing at the edge of the water with Pharaoh's army closing in behind them. From their perspective, it looked like there was no way out. They probably expected God to give them weapons so they could fight, or maybe to lead them around the sea another way. But instead, God did something no one saw coming. He parted the sea and made a path through the very thing that seemed impossible to cross. They had no idea that their deliverance was already built into the obstacle in front of them. That's how God works. He doesn't always take the route we expect, but He always makes a way. Sometimes what looks like a dead end is actually the setup for a miracle. What feels like a loss is really a doorway to something greater. But if we're too focused on looking for God in one specific way, we might miss what He's actually doing. Naaman almost missed his miracle because of this. He was a great commander in the army, but he had leprosy. When he heard there was a prophet in Israel who could heal him, he traveled a great distance expecting some dramatic moment. He thought the prophet would come out, wave his hands, and call on the name of the Lord in a powerful display. But instead, Elisha didn't even come outside. He just sent a message. Go wash yourself in the Jordan River 7 times, and you will be healed. Naaman was offended. He thought, that's it, just washing the river. The Jordan wasn't even a clean river. It was dirty and unimpressive. He almost walked away, still sick, because the miracle didn't look the way he expected, but his servants convinced him to try.
Red light, camera ahead.
He obeyed. His skin was completely restored. How many times do we do the same thing? How many times do we reject the blessing because it doesn't come in the package we were expecting? Maybe you've been praying for financial breakthrough, but instead of money dropping into your lap, God gives you an idea or an opportunity that doesn't seem significant. Maybe you've been asking for healing, but instead of an instant miracle, God leads you to a process that requires patience and faith. The answer is there, but if you're not careful, you might walk away from it because it doesn't look the way you thought it would. God's ways don't always make sense in the natural. Jesus could have healed the blind man with a simple word, but instead He spit in the dirt, made mud, and rubbed it on the man's eyes. That doesn't seem logical, but it was divine. He could have just spoken and turned water into wine, but instead He had the servants fill up the jars.
Red light, camera ahead.
Because God's miracles often require an act of faith. He may not always take the most direct route, but he always gets you to the destination. So don't limit God by expecting him to move a certain way. Stay open, stay expectant. The answer might already be in front of you, just not in the way you imagine. What you thought was a delay might actually be divine preparation. What you saw as rejection might be redirection. The miracle is still coming, but it may arrive in a way you never saw coming. Struggles have a way of making us question everything. When life gets hard, when the pressure is unbearable, when nothing seems to be going right, it's easy to wonder, God, where are you? It feels like the battle is never ending, like the situation is only getting worse, and in those moments, doubt creeps in. But what if I told you that the very thing that feels like it's breaking you is actually the thing that's...
Red light, camera ahead.
What if the struggle isn't meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for something greater? Think about Joseph. He had a dream that God was going to elevate him, that he would be in a position of power. But what happened? Instead of promotion, he was thrown into a pit by his own brothers. Instead of stepping into his calling right away, he was sold into...
Red light, camera ahead.
Accused and thrown into prison. It looked like everything was going wrong. It looked like God had forgotten him. But what Joseph didn't realize was that every setback was actually being a prisoner to being second in command over all of Egypt. That's what God does. He takes what the enemy meant for evil and turns it for good. What looks like a delay is actually divine.
In 900 feet, turn right onto US 27 South.
Abandon you. It's proof that something is coming. The pressure you feel right now, the battles you've been fighting.
Turn left, then take the first right onto US 27 South.
Something greater. You may not see it yet, but God is working behind the scenes. David was anointed to be king, but he didn't step into the throne right away. Instead, he found himself running for his life, hiding in caves, being chased by Saul. There were moments where he probably thought, God, did you forget what you promised me? But what David didn't know was that every battle, every struggle, every moment of waiting was shaping him into the king he was called to be. If he had gone straight from the pasture to the palace, he wouldn't have been ready. It was the process, the struggle, that made him strong enough to carry the weight of the blessing. Sometimes we want the breakthrough without the process. We want the promise without the preparation. But God loves us too much to promote us before we're ready. He knows that if he gives us the blessing too soon, it can crush us. That's why he allows us to go through seasons of testing, because those seasons refine us, strengthen us, and build the character we need to sustain the miracle when it comes.
You can stop.
Maybe you've been wondering why things have been so difficult. Maybe you feel like you're being overlooked, like doors keep closing, like you're stuck in a place you don't belong. But what if I told you that this season is necessary, that God is using it to prepare you for something bigger than you can imagine? Because the greater the calling, the greater the preparation. The stronger the foundation, the higher the building can rise.
I'm so angry with you right now. I can't plan. just so disrespectful. Mm. Down. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Extreme dog out chicken and rice formula. Which one should I get, y'all? Chicken and rice. You know what? When you come here, usually when the bag is actually ripped open like that and bagged up, they'll give you some sort of discount. Trying to save a little bit of money. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's extreme adult dog health chicken rice formula. So I'm gonna have to talk them into this though, because I don't see a price drop on this, but I'm pretty sure they'll do it. Yeah. What you think? Think it'll be good? Come on, let's go. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Good boy. Okay, let's go. Most of these toys are a joke to my dogs. They will just take this and demolish it. Don't know why. Boy, you special. Oh, you okay, Bubba? You okay? You bumped into that, y'all. You okay? Oh, I need one of these for the kennel, but this ain't the right size. I do need one of those. You know, I might actually get one of these for Buttercup. She's, you know, small, but to help control with the amount of water she be guzzling down, you guys have seen it. To help with that, I think I'm gonna end up getting one of those for her. Matter of fact, I might even DIY that. I know how I can make that. So I'll put a video up of me making one of those from scratch and then let you guys see it to help other people that have dogs out there. Okay. Good boy. Yeah. And usually they have it here, but I showed you guys, anyone that did watch the video of me washing my dogs. If you have dogs that have any type of skin issues, don't get this one. Get the shampoo. This is like oil. But get the shampoo MTG. And that stuff is really good for dogs that have sensitive skin. So I would highly recommend that stuff. And it smells good. Like you guys can see the back of his neck right here. This is from the prong collar and the e-collar. So every night I take it off of my dogs so that their skin could have a break from it. And when they're just in the kennel just chilling, I also remove this as well so that it doesn't this doesn't happen like as often. But this just comes from this type of dog, blues and lilacs. They have more sensitive skin. So that's just something that comes with these type of dogs. But blue's doing good. Come on. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. So since this thing is all ripped
I'll
up and
give you
stuff.
25% off on it.
Okay, that's
Hey,
cool.
buddy. What's his name?
Oh, his name is Blueface.
Blueface?
Yeah. Say hi, Blue.
Hi, Blue. Oh, my goodness, you are so cute. Do you kisses? Do you give kisses? No? But that's okay. That's okay. I love these dogs. They're like,
Yeah.
Okay, I can't move this.
I'll do it for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Do you have a